Welcome back to our cooperative hour ng Bears and Bulls ng GNN natin. And today, again, we're very lucky to have with us Dr. Jose Lalas, a visiting professor from Redland University ng California. Si Joe, if I want to call him Joe, ay na-meet ko sa paglalakad sa oval, you know. Siya ay into fitness walking and I'm also into it for the past year. So, nung nag-uusap kami ni Dr. Lalas, na-realize ko, my God, this country is so fortunate to have him as a visiting professor kasi ang usaping social justice ay nasa kamalayan ng lahat ngayon, lalo na yung issue ng massacre sa Maguindanao. At ang ating pong expert, si Joe, ay hindi lang expert sa social justice, siya ay expert sa social justice na nakalink sa education. So, Prof, ano po ba niyo ang definition ng literacy education linked with social justice? Paki-explain po sa ating mga kababayan. Thank you.
Again, ako po si Jose Lalas at bumibisita po ako rito mula sa University of Redlands. Ang akin talagang training ay classroom teaching and reading language arts. So for many years, I was a classroom teacher.
I understand, 35 years ka na sa Amerika.
35 years na akong nawawala. So ang aking job experiences really for 10 years is K-12 teaching sa States and then 21 years of teaching sa university. At doon ko napag-aralan at na-refine ang aking definition of literacy and as it applies to social justice and education.
Ano ba ibig sabihin nga nun? Address ang ating mga kababayan para maintindihan nila lalo.
Okay. Well, ang literacy ay hindi lang pagbabasa, pagsasalita o pakikinig at pagsusulat ng wasto, kundi ito it's also a process of thinking, viewing, given our new technology, so viewing and critical thinking. And if I may quote one of my students sa UP, sabi nga niya, what's the sense of reading without comprehension? Okay, so when we talk about literacy, when we talk about reading, it's not just a matter of deciphering sounds from the page, but it has to make sense.
Okay.
It has to critically reflect what's happening in the community. So you can view literacy from a purely functional perspective, but you can also view literacy or reading from a more critical perspective. So yun ang aking dalawang area.
And how would you assess our education in the context of a literacy agenda right now? I mean, are we having more critical-minded young people, or you have not really assessed that yet?
Well, I have not really assessed it. I'm starting to observe classrooms. Okay. But from a global perspective, the common trend is to really focus on skills development. Ganon din ang sinasabi ng mga estudyante ko dito. Meaning,
skills, livelihood.
Focus sa phonics, kung paano ang pagbabasa, how to pronounce, how to identify vocabulary in context, how to do morphemic analysis.
Okay.
Lahat yan, those are all basic skills. Pero yun ang kulang, yung pag-intindi.
Mahirap ba yun, Joe? Yung mag-intindi? How to develop a critical mind? Mahirap pang gawin yun?
You know, critical thinking is really natural to a human being.
So all of us have that?
All of us have that. The challenge is how the educational system will tap that natural resource of a human being. We are all critical thinkers. But the definition of literacy and reading are influenced by what is going on in school right now. For example, if you teach this group of kids how to read by focusing on skills, pronunciation, name calling, then
that's towards a call center job.
Yes.
which is the number one placement for our graduates.
Yes.
But not necessarily being critical-minded.
Yes. Yun ang pinaka-importante dyan.
What about in America? Is it the same thing?
The trend in America is to balance the presentation of literacy.
Okay.
And to include not only the deciphering of words, but also critical thinking. So it's still an ongoing process right now. But the developing trend, though, is to link literacy to educational justice.
Yeah. What does it mean to link literacy to social justice?
But, you know, reading sounds very simple. It's like a simple skill. Everybody in grade school are taught how to read. But if you really analyze the whole process of reading and writing and literacy,
Yeah.
it's a very important skill. Even the President of the United States, Clinton, and all of those people are focusing some elements of their legislation on literacy, on reading, because it's an important skill and ability and disposition that anyone in the world should maintain, should establish.
I remember when I was very young in the elementary, I read Pepe and Pilar.
Okay.
And what I appreciated with Pepe and Pilar are the values, the family values. And then I remember I also have a subject on good manners and right conduct. I don't remember having been taught to be critical of anything. In other words, you're right, it's just reading and appreciating certain values which we all should adopt as a family, as an individual, as a young child growing up. So how do you now teach social justice? I mean,
Well, for example, let me just cite some of those people who are developing this.
yeah,
For example, yung mga nasa edukasyon, yung pangalang Rosenblatt, they look at reading as an interactive process, transactional. That means pag binasa mo ang book, you gain aesthetic appreciation